Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Voice by Matt show. My name is Matt Berthot. I'm your host. And we have a solo episode today. Actually, hold on. Brace yourselves. I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. I am doing a 4-part series, and today is July 1st. And so this 4-part series, we're going to unpack some amazing presidents that had the courage to use their voice for our freedom in the United States of America. And so we're going to start it out with one of the best of all time, Abraham Lincoln. The title of this podcast is Holding the Vision When No One Else Can. So let me set the scene. It's 1863. America is bleeding. Lincoln's son, Willie, has died. His wife, Mary, is emotionally unraveling. Half the country calls him a tyrant. The other half calls him a weakling. His cabinet mocks him behind his back. His generals disobey him. Each night, Lincoln walks alone to the telegraph office. He sits hunched over battle reports. Thousands dead. Names he will never know. Boys torn to pieces for an idea most of them barely understood. And yet, he decides to proclaim freedom for slaves in Confederate territory. A move that may fracture the Union further. A move that many call foolish, premature, politically suicidal. Lincoln does it anyway. Because vision isn't about popularity. It's about obedience to something deeper. And sometimes freedom starts in the dark. Many times it starts in the dark. With no applause. The dogmas of the quiet past are inadequate to the stormy present. What this means to you and us. Lincoln had to stand his ground in a time when everybody was really against him, thinking that he was weak, he was a coward, but he saw a vision. I know too well what this is like when you don't see, not when you don't see, but when other people don't see the vision inside your head. For instance, I walked away from teaching knowing it would cost financial certainty, financial security with a W-2, approval, and belonging. Decisions were made about my marriage. I had to make decisions about my sons, my identity. And not because others agreed, but because my soul and my spirit demanded it. I chose to build something from scratch, a movement. Voice by Matt. A coaching business, a teaching business, a voice revolution. And many didn't get it, and some still don't get it. This is my telegraph room. The 4:45 a.m. run, a solo ride after one of my coaching calls, the hotel room before a keynote. It's when no one else is clapping. But the calling and the reasons are still burning inside of you, and you know it to be true. You just need to see the vision inside of you through. Lincoln didn't wait for consensus. Lincoln didn't wait for agreement or for applause. He moved on conviction of his spirit and soul. And so did I. The lesson Leadership is lonely, but vision is forged in that loneliness, in that darkness. In that darkness, we start to see clearer the things that we must remove out of our lives in order to see the vision fulfilled and to bring that vision to light. You don't need to be loud, you need to be clear. Your Emancipation Proclamation isn't paper, it's your voice, your work, your why. What are you here to free people from? You listening to this podcast or watching this podcast right now, what are you here to free people from? Shame, silence, stuckness, guilt, depression, inaction? Write it down. Speak it out loud. And then sign it with your spirit and your soul, just like Lincoln did. So today is the beginning in a 4-part series. And the 4-part series will end on the 4th of July. But because of Abraham Lincoln using his voice in silence, in stillness, when everybody else was telling him it's not the right time, he stood up to slavery. He stood up for what was right, and he used his voice. Get ready for an amazing 4th of July, everybody, and God bless the United States of America. And thank you to Abraham Lincoln and other leaders like him that have seen and felt and heard that voice inside of us that is the voice of God that tells us, hey, there's more. Have courage. Have strength. I love you guys. Share the episode. Send it to a friend and tell them I'm doing one every day until the 4th of July. God bless America. God bless the United States of America. Amen and amen. Let's go.